Yes. So if that project is really important for you, you need to start. You need to be okay with the results, because you're not going to be perfect from the beginning. You're not going to be excellent from the beginning, but you can start and then learn and improve over time and become excellent at what you do. But that won't happen if you don't start. You have this dream, this project that you've been wanting to start a long time ago, but every time you want to start it, it seems like there is a force that is preventing you from moving forward. So if you want to know some of the reasons why it's difficult for people to start on a project or on their dream, keep watching. Hi, my name is Amina. I'm a life coach, and I'm here to give you some tips, offer my perspective, and answer some questions you might have. So if you have questions or video suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you like what I do here, please subscribe, like, and share, and help me spread the word. So today I want to talk about why people have a hard time starting something that is very important for them. So it was the case for me for many ideas that I had, and so I had to dig and try to understand, why am I so stuck? Why do I feel like I have this force that is preventing me from starting this dream? It seems to be easy to start, but what is the problem? And so I started to do some research, and so I have a few reasons here. So I have 5 points that I want to share with you. And then let's hope you're gonna find yourself in then, and you're gonna find a way to get rid of the problem. So number one on my list is people are afraid to see that they suck at what they want to do. So let's take an example. So if for example you want to become a singer, and you dream about singing, you sing when you are in the shower, you learn songs and you sing while you're driving, whatever. But nobody listened to you, so nobody can give you feedback saying that, what you do is good or what you do is not good. And so you don't know actually if you can do it. And so you're afraid to start singing in public, because at some point maybe you have assessed that, I actually don't know how to do it well. When I listen to that artist, they sound really good compared to me. And so you don't even start, because every time you're questioning your skills, every time you're questioning your talent, and it's better to not start and discover that you suck, because it's gonna hurt, than to start and then go in the public and sing in front of people and having many people telling you you suck. And so this is one example. So point number 2 is you're afraid it won't work. And so that's something that is normal. Personally, that happens to me all the time. When you start something, when you have a dream, when you have a project, when you have an idea, because you don't know if it's gonna turn out well, so you prefer not to start. And you have to notice that all that happened on unconscious level, because if you were aware of that, maybe you would find the power to go against what is happening. But because you're thinking that subconsciously, you don't even know it is happening. It's like in a quick second, but you don't realize that, this is actually the thought that is holding me back. And so you're afraid it won't work. So you don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to put all your hopes, your effort in doing something, and then for 3 years you're working hard on that, and then at the end of the day it doesn't work. So you feel like you're taking a chance. It's like playing Russian roulette, or gambling in the casino, because you never know what the result is going to be. And in this situation, the best way to approach things is to say, you know what, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna do everything in a responsible way and do one step at a time, do the research and seek for good practices from people who have done it and have succeeded. But don't just say, oh, you know what, it's going to be difficult, so I dismiss it. No, go look for the path. Once you have the path, if you feel like this is something you can do, go do it. But don't eliminate the opportunity to work on your dream just because you're afraid it won't work. Take the action, be responsible, have a path, and start working on it little by little. Over time, you're gonna see that yes, if it's for you, if it's meant to work, you're gonna succeed. Otherwise, if it fails, you will still learn something. So you have nothing to lose if you are responsible when taking on that project or that dream. So reason number 3 is you're afraid it's gonna take a long time to get there. So I said previously that you're afraid it won't work, but in this situation, you kind of know it can work, but the problem is you don't know how long it's gonna take. So if you imagine, for example, when I've done my research with successful people, whether it's in the music industry or writers or business people, I've noticed that they all have this milestone of 20 years. That's a very long time. 20 years where they are really successful. So it took them 20 years to get off the ground and be noticed by the world. If you, for example, if you take Beyonce as a singer, so she started to sing when she was like 7, and she only let's say they got discovered only when she was like 16 or 17. I don't remember the age, but you can see that even for her, even the fact that she was successful at a young age, like as a teenager, but she actually started, when she was like 6, 7. So it took a long time. And so yes, you're gonna see that people become successful between 10, 20 years, some people 5, but usually the average is usually between 10 and 20 years. And so when you think about that, because you're doing the everyday work, when you're starting your business, when you're starting your project, it takes a long time to establish the routines. So you work every day and you don't see the results. The results will come over time later. You don't know when they're gonna come, but it can be discouraging, it can be boring, and so at some point you can be tempted to just give up, because you don't know that most people, it takes them a lot of time to be successful and to be where they are. Don't just think that, it's gonna take a lot of time, so I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not gonna succeed. No, study other people, other successful people in your field, and see how long it takes to get there. See how long it took them to be where they are, instead of being discouraged. Yes, it is a long time. If you're diligent, if you do the work, if you find extra time, if you're responsible, you should be okay at some point. If it's meant to work, it's gonna work. If it's not, you're gonna see it and you're gonna move on to the next. But always remember that you're gonna either succeed or you're gonna learn a very valuable lesson, so you don't lose anything. So before we get to the next point, I just wanted to remind you that I have a website where you can find everything that I do, whether it's my one-on-one coaching or my blog or other things. So you can give it a try. Thanks in advance. Point number 4 is you already have a busy schedule, and so if you need to have a side hustle, you're gonna need to be busier than you already are. And so that is very discouraging, because you're here and you're trying to assess, okay, where can I find time to do what is important for this idea? to become a reality. And so you will need to assess, you will need to audit your schedule if you have something that is planned. Personally, I have a schedule for every day, and I know exactly what I need to do at this time or that time. And so if I were to have a new project that is very important, what I would do is to prioritize, is this new project more important than what I'm already doing? And if that's the case, I will need to cut off a few things and then replace them by the new project tasks. So yes, you will need to audit your schedule and see where you can find time to work on your project. Do you have lots of TV time? What do you do during the weekend? If you have a family, how can you be present for your family, but at the same time finding 1 hour here and there to work on your idea? So yeah, when you already have a busy schedule, you can be tempted to just give up because it's too much work, because you know you don't want to think too much, so you're just gonna stick to what you're doing already. You're gonna stay in your comfort zone, and very few people find the courage to move ahead even if their schedule is already busy. So you need to assess, is this idea, is this project, is this dream very important for me? If that's the case, what can I do to find time to start working on that? Point number 5, so perfectionism and fear. Some people like to do everything in a perfect way. So personally, that was the case for me, and sometimes it's still the case. But because I believe perfection doesn't exist, I can just go for excellence. So I don't try to be, to do anything in a perfect way. But the problem with perfectionism is because you know when you're gonna work on this thing, because you don't know if it's gonna work, you don't know if you're going to be good at it, you don't know how long it's gonna take, you will be tempted to say, oh, well, why bother? I'm not gonna do a good job anyway, so why would I even start? And so you don't even go for it. You just abandon from the beginning because for you it won't be good enough. So no need to try. And the fear here, the fear is actually ingrained in that perfectionism, because actually you don't want to execute something and then be disappointed. You don't want, you have the fear of disappointment, and so you use the excuse of perfectionism, or I won't even try, I won't even start, I won't even begin because it won't be as good as I want. That's a good excuse to not face the reality of you sucking, or of you having to make some effort to find time, or of you having to be very patient, or of you not knowing if things are going to work. And so yeah, you use the perfectionism excuse, so you don't have to face all that and you're good. Yes, so if that project is really important for you, you need to start. You need to be okay with the results, because you're not going to be perfect from the beginning, you're not going to be excellent from the beginning, but you can start and then learn and improve over time and become excellent at what you do. But that won't happen if you don't start. Just do it, just start. And my last 2 points, so I'm just going to combine them because I don't want the video to be too long. So I want to talk about procrastination and the paralysis of research. So when you're doing research, at some point, you start doing the research. Okay, I have this idea, so I need to start looking for advice, best practices. But at some point, you just go for the research all the time. You never start, and then you have procrastination that kicks in. So you're paralyzed because you do the research, but at the same time you don't want to start because it feels like, oh, I don't have enough information. and so you never start. You keep doing research, but in the meantime, if you accepted to start small and sucky, you would be fine. You would have learned a few things, and you would be better today compared to not doing anything. Even if you have to face being disappointed, even if you have to face the hard truth that you're not good at it in the beginning, at least you would improve over time. So let's be comfortable with the sucky and the truth and the reality of not being good when we start something, and we will avoid all that kind of things doing the research and procrastinating. And because when you procrastinate, it's like, oh, if I do this, it's too painful. So Tony Robbins talks about pain and pleasure. So usually when something is painful, you don't want to do it, but when something is pleasurable, you want to do it. So when you procrastinate, it's because you think, if I start this project, it's going to be painful on different kinds of levels, so I'm not even gonna do that. But you don't think it consciously. It's a thought in the back of your mind. So if you're not aware of that, you not even know. You don't even know that this is what is happening in your life. So as a recap, the reasons why people don't start their projects, number one is they're afraid to suck at it in the beginning. Number two, they're afraid it won't work. Number three, they're afraid it's gonna take a long time. Number four, they're afraid that they will have to make more effort because of their busy schedule. Number five, perfectionism and fear. Number six, procrastination and research paralysis. So my challenge for you today is, think about something you've always wanted to do. What is that thing? Can you put it on the paper? And then look for the next 3 steps. So if, for example, you want to start working out, what is the next step? Is it finding workout clothes? Is it calling the gym to know how much their membership costs? Is it looking for a gym? Anything like that. Is it looking online to find videos that you can be comfortable doing? So try to look for that and find your next 3 next steps. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you like what I do here. If you have questions or video suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. So my question for you today is, do you know any other reasons people don't start what they want to do? Do you have any ideas of what is preventing people from going for their dreams? So that's it for today. I hope this video helps. Until next time, I wish you a good week, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.